For the 2 million migrant domestic workers in the Middle East, exploitation and abuse are a bleak reality. Current models of governance fail to protect them. They are bound by the kafala system and excluded from the labor codes of most countries they work in. They are stripped of social rights and access to decent work. They operate in isolation, rarely represented in trade unions, and rarely are their voices heard. Migrant domestic workers lucky enough to have a day off meet with fellow countrymen and women, gathering in familiar places, creating a sense of community and well-being. They undertake social and economic activities, sharing knowledge, food, music, and participating in rotating saving and credit groups. But how can these social and economic activities be better organized to increase returns and create a sense of collective voice? Forming a cooperative is one possibility. By coming together in cooperatives, migrant domestic workers can find it easier to achieve decent working conditions and fair levels of remuneration, as well as access to services, training, and better job opportunities. Cooperatives can exist in all sectors of the economy, from agriculture to finance, education, healthcare, housing, employment mediation services, and income generation. In the US, cooperatives run by domestic worker members have recently started to offer an alternative to commercial employment agencies. Successful cooperatives have been established from the USA to Spain, from Hong Kong and Singapore to the Philippines, Jamaica, and Korea. But in the Arab states, it is an unprecedented step. A recent study by the ILO took a closer look at Lebanon, Jordan, and Kuwait to find out. The legal picture is bleak but improving. In each of the three countries, trade unions and cooperatives cannot be registered by foreigners or need a high number of nationals before non-nationals can join. Successful cooperatives require dedicating time, which means a large degree of freedom of movement. As migrant domestic workers in these countries have restricted mobility, participation in cooperatives will likely depend on their sponsors' approval and willingness to allow them the time needed. Despite this, the study found examples of migrant domestic workers organizing. Many come from countries with strong cooperative traditions, and they have brought this experience with them, a testament to how workers organize and support each other even when not able to formally register their organizations. So how can we move forward? Migrant domestic workers need to be included in the labor laws. There is a strong link between legal recognition and the formation of cooperatives. They need to work closely with trade unions, as cooperatives based within larger community organizations help build collective voice and negotiation power. Countries need to ratify Convention 189, Domestic Workers Convention, and Convention 87, Freedom of Association and Protection of the Right to Organize Convention. With the support of the ILO, civil society, and trade unions, the voices of migrant domestic workers will become louder, no longer in isolation.